Hey guys, welcome to Touch the Tech. In today's video, we are going to see about what is data science, what is machine learning, and what is Python. Okay, so in the current few years, we are hearing a lot about data science, machine learning, TensorFlow, deep learning, data analytics, and so on, so on, so on. Okay, but I'm going to make it very clear for you today. So about what is data science, what is machine learning, and what are the other terms about. Okay, don't make it very complicated. It's very simple. Okay, in this tutorial you'll be understanding about what these terms are and how to become a data scientist. Okay, so I'll be explaining this video at the last so that you can understand the basic terms and then understand how to become a data scientist. So, and also I'm going to provide few of the data sets which is available. These are some of the real-time data sets, and we are going to see how these kind of data sets are being used in the machine learning algorithms. Okay, what kind of algorithms we provide for these kind of techniques. Everything we'll be seeing in detail today. Okay, so if you haven't subscribed my channel, please do like and subscribe my channel. I'll be providing more of these algorithms and classes about what is data science and stuff. So please do subscribe and let's get started. So let's get started. We have to see about what is artificial intelligence, what is machine learning, and what is deep learning. Okay, artificial intelligence was termed in the year 1956. Okay, it wasn't much popular then, but because big data has come into picture, it is expected that by 2020 there'll be about 44 trillion GBs of data. That is huge, right? Okay, so let's see what is machine learning all about. Machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence, and deep learning is a subset of machine learning. Very simple, isn't it? So let's see, what is machine learning all about? Machine learning is nothing but to make the computer make some few decisions and not the humans. Machine has to understand what it is and has to take a decision. So that is what machine learning is all about. Okay, so we provide a few of the algorithms, statistical algorithms or mathematical calculations provided to the machine to understand the data set, and it has to take a prediction or understand and take a decision. That is what machine learning is all about. So let's see, what is this computer science? Computer science is nothing but the programming language. We all know that Python, R or SAS are the three kinds of programming knowledge which is widely used for the data science field. Okay, so with this programming knowledge, we have this mathematical and statistics. In this mathematical and statistics, we usually have probability, statistics, linear algebra, vector algebra, matrix, and so on and so forth. Okay, combining this both, we get the machine learning algorithm. It's very simple. So with the computer knowledge, that is the programming knowledge, and the mathematical knowledge, we build the machine learning thing. And what is this data science? Data science, when you combine this programming knowledge, mathematical knowledge with the business knowledge, you get the data science. To summarize you all this, data science is nothing but the combination of all the programming language, mathematical and statistics, as well as the business knowledge. Okay, so I'm very sure that you can go and explain to your friend about what is data science and what is machine learning now. So let's go on to so-called deep learning. Deep learning. In deep learning, it is nothing but the computer or the machine which is trying to imitate the human brain. Okay, so deep learning, we have something called neural network. Okay, let me explain what it is. A dad trying to teach his daughter about what is apple, what is grape, and this is a banana. Okay, so the child does not learn at the first sight itself, but it iteratively sees on, and it finally says that this is an apple, and this is a grape, and this is a banana. Deep learning does the same thing. It iteratively keeps on doing the same thing again and again with this continuous times of layers it has, and finally predicts that this model can be in a better way it tries to overcome its error, whatever it has, and it gives the best model. So that is what is deep learning. So in neural network, which is also said as deep learning, we have something called it tries to represent the human brain, as I said. So we have called neurons. Okay, this is the human brain neuron. Okay, so in neurons we have dendrites, nucleus, and axon. Okay, as well as in neural network they are trying to build an artificial neurons. Okay, so here this is the dendrites which gets the input. Okay, and here in the nucleus is does the summation, and in the axon it gives the output. So similarly in the artificial neural network, that is the artificial neurons, it tries the same thing. This is the dendrite part, it gets the input. Here it does the summation, which is also called the cell body, which is here, and through the axon it gives the output. So this is what the representation of a deep learning structure is. So we all have seen what is data science. Okay, so why is it hottest demand in the market? Everywhere we go we hear that data science is the sexiest job of 2020, 2019, and so on and so forth. Okay, so why is it the hottest job? Let's see. Every day we create about 2.5 quintillion bytes of data. That is about 90% of the data in the world today that has been created only in the last 2 years. So just think, 90% of the data has been created only in the last 2 years. Okay, data analytics could increase in retail and manufacturing industry. US says that it can increase the productivity by $325 billion in 2020. Okay, so everywhere they say within few years data science is going to occupy the whole world with only the data and the statistics that is being provided. This is the person called DJ Patil, who was the first US chief data scientist who was appointed by Obama in White House. Okay, so for winning the elections, Obama has utilized data scientist DJ Patil to figure out which area needs what kind of campaigning and stuff. And so did Obama appoint him as the chief data scientist in the White House. Also followed by President Donald Trump, who appointed Avinash, who helped to win the Arizona election. Okay, that was definitely a tough one to win, but using data science, he has definitely utilized the field of data science and has won the Arizona election as well. So whenever you go to Google and search something, you can see so much of advertisements which are related to this. Okay, so for example, I have typed Amazon best buy deals. Okay, and whereas you can see here that whatever is needed, whatever is related is being popped out. Okay, so Google does make use of data science to the maximum. Okay, and it has been said that only by marketing and putting advertisements, Google has earned about $50 billion per year. Okay, that is like a huge revenue that is being done only by marketing and stuff, which is being done by data science. There is something called Google Trends in Google. If you go there and if you put the data science, you can definitely see there is a huge peak, which is from 2015. I would say from 2015, data science has been having a huge growth. You can see that, and by 2020 or 25 it will definitely grow to the max. I'm very sure about it. Okay, and also for utilizing data science, we have multiple languages like Python, R, and SAS. I even did a research about that in Google Trends. So I got few things like Python, which is this blue line which you can see, has a huge growth comparatively to R and SAS. Okay, so the specialty of Python is like very user friendly and it's very easy to code in that. Okay, and we can use so many algorithms inside that. I'll be explaining that in the next topic. So guys, I'm very sure that you have learned so much about data science, machine learning and deep learning in this tutorial. So now we are going to see about how to become a data scientist. As I've already told you, three types of programming language, which is Python, R and SAS. I would recommend you to go with Python at the first, because when you learn Python, you'll understand the basics of all, and then you can either go with R or SAS. Okay. This is with the programming techniques. Then in each programming techniques, we do have lots of algorithms like linear regression, logistic regression, SVM, KNN algorithm, which is nearest neighbors. We would have studied this in schooling itself. And we have naive-Bayes, decision tree, random forest, principal component analysis. In my channel, I'll be explaining about all these algorithms to make you understand the utilization of all these and where it is utilized. Okay, so do subscribe and like my channel. You'll understand about all these algorithms and this machine learning techniques, which I'll be explaining it now and detail in the future videos as well. So do subscribe. I'll definitely provide you to the max which I can. Okay, now let's see about what are the machine learning techniques that are available. Okay, the first thing is regression. In regression, I would say an example. I can even show you that I have a data set. Okay, this is the cat's data, and this is the body weight of the cat. Okay, and this is the heart rate of the cat. Okay, so as you can see, when the body weight of the cat, it keeps on increasing. Okay, we can also see that the heart rate of the cat also increases. Okay, so I'm going to feed this to my model in the regression. Okay, so I'm going to give, like, for example, 3 kgs of data which I'm giving. So the computer will analyze using the algorithm which is available, and it will say this is going to be the heart rate of the cat. So that is some similar example which is going to come under regression model. Okay, so regression model is nothing but it is going to predict the heart rate of the cat. Okay, which is going to be a numeric data. Okay, it is going to predict numeric data. And the next is classification. Classification is kind of similar to this regression, but here we do not have any numeric data. Okay, but we have label data. I'll show you an example for that also. If you can see this, okay, if you can see this, we have something called churn. So this is basically a telecom data, okay, where we have to predict that the customer of the telecom will churn or not. For example, I have a company called BSNL. BSNL is a company. Okay, so in BSNL, we have to understand this. These records are each or one customers. Okay, so we can see that the customer is male or female, is he a senior citizen or not, does he use internet service or not, or does he use the tech support, streaming TV, does he use streaming movies, and everything is there. Okay, monthly charges, total charges. With this, I'm going to see that the customer is going to churn from the company or not, he'll stay with the BSNL or not. So this is going to be an yes or no. Okay, so this doesn't come under numerical, but it comes under label data. Okay, so in classification, we are going to predict something like yes or no. Okay, male or female. Okay, 1 or 0, something like that. Okay, so a classification is that. So classification and regression both comes under the supervised learning technique. Okay, why I say this is supervised learning technique is because we already provide the model with all this dependent variables. This we actually call as dependent variable, which is the y-axis. Okay, if we have a graph like this, and this is the y-axis, and this is going to be the dependent variable, and all these other things, the rest of the terms, everything comes under independent variables. So it all comes under IDVs, and this is dependent variable. So since we are already providing this to the model, we say that this is a supervised learning technique. So this regression and classification comes under supervised learning technique because we provide the model with the dependent variable already provided. Okay, and the rest of the techniques come under unsupervised learning technique. Okay, because we do not have any dependent variables available in that. So I'm very sure you would have understood about what is supervised learning technique and what is unsupervised learning technique as well. Okay, so the next topic we are going to see is clustering. Okay, so for example, I have this Uber call taxi. Okay, I get a certain offers for Uber call taxi, and my brother gets a different offer for Uber call taxi, and my father gets a different offer for Uber call taxi. Okay, so it depends on the Uber call taxi. They have partitioned into three types. One is highly used call taxis, another is very low used, and another is medium usage of the call taxi. So there are three types. Okay, so we are going to cluster our data set and say that this person is going to use very high frequently, he's going to use the call taxi, and this person will be very rarely using the call taxi. So everything under that comes under the clustering. Clustering is also called as grouping. Okay, so in clustering we use this k nearest neighbors algorithm. Okay, and whereas linear regression is used for regression problems and logistic regression is used for classification problem. I'll be explaining about all these algorithms in detail in my future videos, so do subscribe. You'll understand a lot about data science and deep learning as well. Okay, so as I said, in this clustering we were seeing about k nearest neighbors. We would have learned this in the schooling itself as KNN algorithm. So if we have a particular data set, okay, having 1, 2 and 3 models, so this model will be checked. Say for example, this is an apple, this is an apple, so this will predict automatically as this is also an apple. Okay, so that is what with the nearest neighbors it will say that predict. So grouping is also similar to that. In clustering we'll be seeing about all this grouping is there. Okay, provided it is an unsupervised learning and we do not have any dependent variables on that. So that is the only difference between classification and clustering. So at interview point of view, they might ask you what could be the difference between classification and clustering. So you can easily answer this. Okay, so basically this is an supervised learning technique and clustering is an unsupervised learning technique, and all the explanation or examples I have given, you can explain the same to them as well. Okay, and the next, let's go to dimensionality reduction. So we saw a huge amount of data sets here. Okay, almost like 5,000 records will be there. Okay, in real time there will be even more data sometimes. Okay, so the number of independent variables, as I said, these all comes under independent variables. Okay, until this column everything is independent variables. So almost there are like 15 or 16 variables as a whole. Okay, I want to shrink this data and I want to provide my model only like 5 or 6 variables or columns, both the same, okay, to my model. For shrinking this, I can use this dimensionality reduction technique, which uses this principal component analysis, okay, or we can also say as PCA. So this I'll explain this entirely in my future videos, how this works and how the graphical structure of this is populated as well. Everything will be explaining. And the other term is called text analytics or NLP. NLP is also called as natural language processing. Okay, in data science it is used for all the text predictions and stuff, classification and stuff. We use NLP only. So for example, I have from Twitter I can scrap all the data which I need. Okay, using Python I can scrap it. I can do my sentiment analysis, if that text is good or not, if it is good or bad or whatever. So everything with the text, if you want to play with the data science world, so we use this NLP technique. Okay, so I'm very sure that you would have learned a lot from this video. Okay, please do subscribe and like my channel. You'll learn about each algorithms, okay, and all these machine learning techniques also I'll be explaining. And then I'll be also explaining about Python from the very scratch. Okay, I'll be providing you videos on how to build a Python code. Okay, and to an expert level I can definitely train you through my videos. So do like and subscribe it. Thanks a lot for watching.